What is up, my doom scrolling friends? We are playing Siralim Ultimate, and this time it is a Reaver build. And as it turns out, some that isn't that slow actually. Although you could argue that the monsters itself might also work with every other spec. But anyway, let's first take a look at the anointments. The first one is fixed science to implement some sort of healing. The next one is greater healing because, as it turns out, the healing from fixed science is tripled. Inner light for more damage reduction, although we already have minus 95% from Shadow Aegis. For now I'm using elbow grease from the Gladiator for more stat gainings from the artifacts, but there might be something better. And the last one is called Stratagem because we want to stay invisible as long as possible. So I wanted to create some sort of textbook Reaver build, so of course I'm using 6 different apocalypses, each one with a helmet and a ton of health bonuses, because our damage output will be based on the maximum health. So the first one goes with Phase Out, which increases the chance to avoid damage completely with turns taken. It also has Heated Ichor, and this is the main source of damage. And this one deals 50% damage based on its current health. And as it turns out, this is also working while staying invisible. And the first creature also goes with Master of Apocalypses, so they take one additional turn. As a result, their bonuses or traits will grow much faster. And the artifact has a nether stone with the trait Bad Dreams, so enemies have a 50% chance to start battles sleeping. This helps of course to get things rolling. The next one can prevent debuffs, although it takes some turns to achieve the 100%. It also has the very important trait Eerie Veil. This one is absolutely mandatory to stay invisible. So this one and the 2 creatures adjacent stay invis from the start of battle. On the nether stone there is the trait Storm to Pass, so enemies have a chance to drop their turn by 20% chance. But yeah, this one also has to stay at 90% health. The next one goes with increased stat gainings for each turn. This of course is a good help with survivability. It also has Heated Ichor, so if it stays untouched, it deals quite a bit of damage. And for now, this nether stone has just pure stat gainings. The next Apocalypse increases our damage for each turn by 40%, and this grows rather quickly. Plus it is of course a synergy with Battle Fatigue. The artifact has Lithos Evolution, so the entire team is gaining 10% maximum health for each turn they take. And as it turns out, this will also increase the damage of course from Heated Ichor, and of course it also increases the healing from fixed science. For now this artifact also has just pure stat gainings. The next one goes with damage reduction, 10% for each turn, or rather 20% for each turn because Master of Apocalypses, and it also has Eerie Veil to get invisibility for this and the 2 adjacent creatures. On the nether stone is a trait called Break of Dawn, so enemies take 20% more damage for each turn they have taken. And the last one increases critical damage, although this doesn't have any play as Heated Ichor, if I remember correctly, cannot critical at all, but there is no good alternative in terms of those apocalypses. It also goes with heated ichor, so, and last but not least, it has Shadow Aegis on a nether stone, which lets our creatures take 95% less damage while they are invisible, and this one is pretty much mandatory. In terms of spells, I've given them all the spell Planets, which causes just pure damage to all enemies. This is because basically there is nothing better. When battle fatigue grows to 1000 or more percent, you can pretty much nuke the entire enemy's team. As a side note, it was pretty tough to find fitting anointments and nether stones, as for the most part you pretty much have to take actions like attacking, defending, provoking and whatnot, and this of course breaks the invisibility, and there is barely anything that fits with the idea of just skipping turns. In addition, you cannot set skipping turn as a strategy, so you always have to pick it manually, which over time can get quite annoying if you are just purely grinding. Alright, so far to the team overview. Now we can of course do a little bit of grinding. And luckily I got rapid fatigue. Okay, it's getting close. Let's try to cast planets already. It is, what is it, 40,000 bonus damage? Guess that helps. Let's take the statue and that's about it. Alright, so far to normal grinding. It is rather quickly for a Reaver build, also because like you will save attack animations and spells and whatnot. So skipping turns is just slightly faster than taking actions. It kind of makes a difference in the long run. And on top of that, there comes a tiny little reveal, like the kid at the end of Sixth Sense who is like, I see dead people and all that. This was actually Danger 5 or Difficulty 5. Sorry, I guess I played too much Rotator already. Yeah, this was because Difficulty 1 was already way too easy. I tried 9 and got absolutely stomped. And from that point on, I switched to 5 and it was kinda okay-ish working. Not always, but well, as you saw, it is kinda okay-ish. Alright, so far to normal grinding, so let's jump to the Gate of the Gods. So if I remember correctly, before I found this build, I had 0 wins with a Reaver, and to be honest, I also struggled to find a fitting or a winning idea for the gates, and I pretty much always got nuked for the most part. But this specific build is working quite well, and yeah, mainly because of Shadow Aegis, I guess. So I'm gonna show like maybe 3 fights or so. This one was pretty easy. Guess I didn't even take damage. Think this one was rather a little bit hard. Yep, I'm taking damage from those arrows. But I guess at some point I will out-heal if Fixed Science kicks in. Well, I don't think battle fatigue of 600 or 1000 is enough to nuke them with planets. Usually at the gates I stay super safe before I start attacking. Okay, so far to this. Let's do one more and then that's about it. Also because like the one gods where you have to adapt and fulfill a task, so to say, for now they are pretty much unbeatable because I have to switch out too much stuff, and yeah, for now it didn't work that well. You know, for some attempts I forgot to put on Shadow Aegis again and got nuked 2 or 3 times by Tarun. But yeah, now with Shadow Aegis again, pretty okay working fight, I guess. Alright, I guess so far to the Gate of the Gods. This is pretty much how every fight would look like. Maybe some of my creatures die at some point, like here and there, but overall, this is pretty much it. You skip turns over and over again. So I guess builds like this are my type of humor, and some of the anointments can be switched out. I have tested a bit, but I couldn't figure what the best idea was. So in the end, there is still quite a bit of potential for this build, even though, as I said, the game has barely anything to offer that interacts with the idea of skipping turns, other than increasing stat bonuses, for example. Okay, so far to this build. The next video will be aiming towards more beginner friendly stuff, although I have to do some adjustments, I guess. Yeah, we will see. Alright, so far to this, I'm out. See ya.